months, we have done extensive research into PSH facilities in and around different cities and states, have gone on ride-alongs to homeless encampments, have spoken to experts, have spoken to social services, and have visited other programs that serve people experiencing homelessness. And this is what we found. City is addressing the consequence of a problem, not the problem itself, which is substance abuse, addiction, and mental illness. City of Austin is following failed programs of other cities like New York, Seattle, Los Angeles, who basically follow housing first approach with permissive enforcement. The City of Austin is planning to do the same. Our research indicates housing first will not solve the homelessness issue without having a treatment plan. Repealing the camping ban with no plan has already failed miserably. Our city is already spending more money than Houston, that only spends $55 million on homelessness and actually has a world-class public-private PSH program. What we have learned that if Austin continues with its housing first approach, it is going to throw more money, and more money it throws, the bigger this problem will get. We already know Mayor is planning to spend $84 million of stimulus money on homelessness and asking public for another $300 million. Our city has already spent $160 million with very little to show. The city has made up its mind to follow failed programs of buying hotels and converting them to PSH facilities, and we have studied them as well. What we found was for PSH to be successful is that proximity to service is paramount, far more critical than operating it in every single district. We saw that successful PSH facilities are close to social services, hospitals, have easy access to groceries, and public transportations. These are the same recommendation in our own city PSH guidelines, which include facilities not be close to schools and playgrounds. Although we have pointed this out to our learned mayor and council, that Candlewood is opposite of what city guidelines call for or how they will serve the homeless in this resource desert. They have failed to respond. Not only that, they have failed to respond why Candlewood in the first place. Since city did not wish to take the time to look for an alternative location, our Stop Candlewood just did that for the city. We found the location. Our alternative recommendation is Hilton Austin Airport. It is the right location. It has 262 rooms, much more than Candlewood has. It merely has 83 rooms. Not only it has rooms, but it has over 79,000 square footage of meeting space. Think how many more people can be housed, or Integral Care can be open its treatment facility within this hotel. It is also in Travis County. It is not close to schools, residents, businesses, unlike Candlewood that is 940 yards from Westwood High School, which also shares a fence with other businesses and residents. It has restaurants, which in turn have commercial kitchens to serve hundreds. Integral Care is less than half the commute compared to Candlewood Suites, which is so far away from services like basic hospital. It is in walking distance to other convenience stores. And most importantly, City already owns this, and occupancy is already down over 60% lately due to COVID, so it only makes sense to fully utilize it. This has been right under city's nose, which they clearly did not or choose not to see. Our former council member, Jimmy Flanigan, somehow landed on his feet with $140,000 job as the president of Austin Convention Enterprise, which manages the airport Hilton. I think the key word for Jimmy is redemption. Jimmy knows about the Candlewood Suites and our issues. We heard homeless officer Diana Gray testify at the Capitol that as a council member, Jimmy not just knew about the Candlewood Suites, but approved it and chose not to inform the community. He has the perfect chance to redeem himself and join us to powerfully advocate for our Northwest community. We all love by transforming the Airport Hilton into world-class PSH hotel for the homeless and sparing us the Candlewood Suites. We also ask that Jimmy help us out, work with the county to pioneer the kind of medical assisted treatment or MAT program developed by Rhode Island that has helped the homeless and saved lives. We could use the abundant space at Airport Hilton to administer a MAT program in partnership with Travis County Correctional Facility just down the street. When coupled with incarceration, counseling, and follow-up, MAT can save lives of people struggling with drug abuse, many of which are homeless. Substance abuse is rampant among the homeless, where homelessness is often an outcome or byproduct of drug use. The Airport Hilton could be post-correctional facility destination and MAT dispensary in partnership with Travis Correctional Facility just down the street. We know city loves outside the box thinking and reimagine things. Let's reimagine homelessness by bringing truly novel data-driven solutions that work in real world to help people, starting with Airport Hilton and a MAT program. This has been an incredible challenge for all of us living in Austin, where elected officials choose not to communicate with their constituents. We were very fortunate that we had Williamson County support, and they continue to fight by our side. It is tough to hear a single voice, but together we are a lot stronger. After learning what we learned, we are exploring the ways to revive Northwest Austin Coalition Group, which will focus and advocate for public safety, transparency, and community input. This is our community and our city, and it is vital that we are part of the solutions, especially to our most difficult challenges like homelessness. We already seen it. Throwing money at it doesn't work. Issuing decrees from on high without community buy-in doesn't work. What does work is creativity, community engagement, and collaboration with other public and private partners. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to ask Frida to say some words, and followed by Bianca and Mark.
Good morning. My name is Frida Chen. I'm a business woman who has owned Frida Seafood Grill for almost 20 years. There is hardly any business experience on the Austin City Council. Otherwise, they would see what a great value the Airport Hilton Hotel could be for the homeless. You could save many people at once, unlike the Candlewood Suites. We call the economy of scale. Beyond the hotel rooms, the hotel has huge spaces, tens of thousands of square feet that could be used for basic programs like drug abuse and mental health services. The city already owns The city already owns hotels. No zoning, no land deals, no legal fights, which is in the future for the city with Williamson County. The hotel would be great marketing. It will show how much we care for our homeless, that we would happily make our struggling airport hotel part of the solution. These are just a few reasons why the airport hotel would be a much better idea than buying Candlewood Suite. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Bianca Ramirez, and I'm a resident of the Anderson Mill neighborhood next to the Candlewood Suites the city hopes to buy for permanent supportive housing for the homeless. We met with council members several times to present our data-driven presentation why this specific location would be unsuccessful. We were given assurances that our questions would be answered. This did not happen. Councilmember Fuentes assured us that in order for this to succeed, we would need community buy-in. Well, our community has not bought in, especially when council continues to dance around the hard data we have presented to them and are obsessed with the idea of purchasing this land, which will be counterproductive to serving the homeless community. This alternate city-owned location, the Airport Hilton, can serve the homeless since it has access to multiple shuttles for transportation, to medical, treatment services, jobs, and would instantly meet the city's 2021 goal of securing 250 permanent supportive housing units. Many residents, both in and outside of District 6, feel it is inhumane to cast aside the homelessness we see suffering on our streets into a building without access to the resources vital to improving their growth towards self-sufficiency. Healthcare, treatment, transportation, and access to purchase basic necessities cannot be optional nor haphazardly thought out when serving the severely mentally ill or individuals struggling with substance abuse. The unhoused will not get the services that they need here, since Caritas does not provide the same wraparound medical services and treatment that make Houston's permanent supportive housing model successful. It does not show compassion on the council's part if they know there is a high likelihood for people to suffer in a facility without this targeted care and treatment. This feels like a last-ditch effort to cover up the failed misadventure of yet another ambitious but tone-deaf initiative. If the city goes forward with the purchase, it will have long-term implications, and the citizens of Austin will have to once again step in and remedy the situation. Recall the words of Alan Graham, a man who has built a successful legacy serving the unhoused. Housing alone will never solve homelessness, but community will. Thank you.
Mike.
Good morning. I'm Mike Williams, a longtime resident of Williamson County and a person that loves the city of Austin. I have many good friends here in Austin. They're wonderful people. Austin's a beautiful city. But occasionally, Austin City Council has issues with being a good neighbor. This is one of those issues. In fact, this time it's reached an extreme that's truly unfortunate. The homeless folks that need help, Austin City Council has created conditions where the best compassion of the people of Austin is not going to be enough to manage the crisis that they've caused by their missteps. The people of Austin have expressed their frustration with the vote recently about these missteps. So it's time for Austin City Council and Mayor Adler to step up, accept their error, and strive to be good neighbors. There's been suggestions offered. Williamson County has reached out to be a good neighbor to help with this and have been dismissed. That's not being a good neighbor, and it's certainly not being compassionate.
That's all we have to announce and unveil the location. We say please all log in, make your voices heard to the city council. Every phone call matters, every voice matters, and every vote matters. So please help, support, stop Candlewood. Thank you so much.